closed. Hey guys, welcome to Achieve with Carolina Live. I'm Carolina Romaniuk, child and family sleep specialist, founder of Achieve with Carolina, co-founder of Your Child Sleep Manual coming out soon, and just wrote a really cool ebook about everything you need to know about naps. So if you are having any nap little mini problems, let me know and I'll be able to shoot you something on how you guys can look into that. Hey Angelica, so tonight we're going, hold on, is there a glare? No, okay. So tonight we're going to be talking about a really interesting topic on potty and sleep training and what comes first and how do you do it without losing your shit. No pun intended on that. I just thought it was really funny for me to put that in. But yeah, so this topic is really important because, you know, we're already halfway done, more than halfway done. We're practically done with summer and it sucks. I can't believe where it went, why it passed by so quickly. And lots of us are going back to school. Like our kids are going back to school, back to daycare. Can't say camp, I was about to say camp, but camp is finishing up. And, you know, during the summer, we kind of take slack and we really don't go too much, or we're not as intensified with sleep and our routines and everything like that. Hey, Megan. Hi, Mila. Thanks for joining, guys. Oh, I'm super duper excited, Megan. Also, I can't wait to catch up with you too. So with this video, I really wanted, like, I wrote lots of stuff. Like, my husband was actually really making fun of me because I was really stressing right before this, because this is a really important topic and I really want to give you guys my all on this. So I wrote, like, you have to see this. I wrote a lot of notes. Okay, and we're going to really dive into this because I want this video to be really filled with lots of goodies for you and to get your little ones set up for success when they go back to school or when they first start to go to school. So this series is really about preschool and how to help your little one if you're thinking of starting to potty train and you're thinking of sleep training, you don't know which one to do first, or you're doing everything in one shot and it might not be working for you, or from there. So I see we're getting awesome viewers on. Guys, make sure that you like this video, share it right below. I need a manicure. This is really bad. And highlight your friends if you know of anyone that needs assistance on this topic on potty and sleep training. Okay, so I'm going to repeat again the whole title of it because I just think it was really cute. So what comes first and how do you do it without losing your shit? Okay, that's it. I just needed to crack myself up on that part. Okay, hold on, let me just take a sip. Like my new water bottle. Oh, thanks for all the love, guys. Yay! I missed you so much. Okay, so let's get ready. Let me just get my oils. I love this smell. I just got a new one from doTERRA. What is it? Peace? I don't know, it's reading backwards, but anyway. So it smells really nice. Okay, let's get on with this. So when to start sleep training? Okay, that's where you want to kind of begin. With regarding potty and sleep training, we're going to really start at the beginning and then we're going to dive deep into pottiness and sleepiness. Hi Miriam. So when to actually start sleep training? Ideally, it should begin anywhere between 4 and 6 months. 4 months is really perfect for behavioral training on that part. That's when their patterns really start to synchronize and they start to understand, okay, A, B, and C happens. This is how I fall asleep and this is how I need to be put to bed. Closer towards 6 months, that's when you can start putting a schedule together for them. Hold on, my eye just... Okay. So, By 6 months, it's more as in putting a schedule together for them. Sometimes for kids around 4, maybe 5, they might be able to adhere to a really nice schedule. But if they're not, I don't want you to feel stressed out about it, or wondering why is this not working, why it's not clicking. Because usually closer towards 6 months, that's when everything's really nice, synchronized, and adult sleep patterns are really ingrained. And by 6 months, lots of new wonderful things start to happening. Breastfeeding has been established and stabilized. The supply has been established and stabilized if you are breastfeeding, and you most of the time you already start anywhere between 5 and 6 months. You're starting on solids, so the digestive system starts to really start working heavily around that time frame. And it's never too late to start sleep training. I want to repeat that again. It's never too late to start sleep training. I get asked often, my child is 1 year old, my child is 2 years old, my child is 8 months old. I think I can't sleep train them anymore because they're too old. They can't be too old. There's no such thing as that. They're babies. It's like me saying I'm 33, I'm too old. I ain't old. So with kids, there's no such thing as them being too late to help them to learn how to sleep properly. I actually work with kids up until 6 or 7 years old. You can even help children that are in their teens, even adults. Adults can't sleep properly. You know how important it is for proper sleep hygiene and sleep behaviors for adults? It's insane how we don't even have any type of a rhythm or routine for ourselves. Meanwhile, we expect our kids to sleep beautifully. So you can't be, there's no such thing as being too late on that part. And when school starts, for us in New York, it starts in September. I know like in Cali, they started in August. So if your little one is already in school or they're going to be going into school soon, it affects 100% if they are not getting the proper amount of sleep, their ability to focus, their ability to be cooperative and concentration, and even able to enjoy school at its fullest. Because if they're sleep deprived, they're not getting the fullest capability of all of the beautiful things that happen when they do attend school and with their teachers and their friends. So we really don't want that. We really want to set up our kids for success. Hey Simon, thanks for joining. So everyone that's joining on right now, I'm talking about potty and sleep training. What comes first and how do you do it without losing your shit? So if you know of anyone that is going through this or that has any type of questions, make sure to share this video right below, or you can highlight their name on here too. Now to continue, if your toddler is having bedtime shenanigans, meaning that they're asking like 50 million things right before they have to go to bed, hey Milana, night wakings if they're having, early risings if they're having, or super cranky wake ups. That's a big one, especially when kids start to go to school. They start whining and crying when you try and wake them up. I know I had that with my kids, and I had to kind of readjust things because I didn't realize that at that point in time that I needed to make bedtime a little bit earlier when I thought it was already early enough. But I realized that, okay, their bedtime is still is a little on the late cusp. I made it a little earlier. And then their mornings were gorgeous. No more cranky pants during that time. It's really important to get sleep on track before school starts, because you want to get them set up for success. You want to really, usually it takes like close to 2 weeks to get them back on track from from summer sleep slack. And we're going to dive into that. I think next week I'm going to be doing a video on that. I have to check my calendar. It's either next week or the last week of August. But I'll let you guys know on that. So, okay, next up, when to potty train. So we got the part in sleep training, right? When to begin. It's never too late to start. So now the next thing that you really want to focus on is when do you start potty training? I know for me being, I'm Russian. So, but I was born here, and my family used to tell me that back then, kids used to have to be trained around 1, maybe even younger. I don't know how they did that, but with my kids, it didn't work that way. We actually went a little bit later. So from working with lots of clients and lots of families, I've noticed that if you do put a lot of pressure on the children at such an early age, it might backfire on you. So if you feel as though something's not clicking, or you're trying really hard and you know, it's just not coming well together, I want you to just take a step back and understand that it's normal from anywhere between 20 to like 30 months. So like anywhere between like close to 2 years old to 3 to start potty training your little one. Like that's like the perfect time frame to really do it. You can start prior to it. I've had plenty of clients that actually tried to start potty training their little ones when they started sitting, meaning around 8 or 9 months, they whipped out the potty and they tried to start showing them and getting their little ones accustomed to it, which is fine. But if you feel as though you're doing it and something's just not going right, it's totally normal for you to just take a step back, relax, don't put too much stress on yourself, and you can wait. Because everything is kind of like a waiting game with kids when it comes to their development. You always have to, you know, there's certain stages you can go with it, but you can't just jump straight into it. So Angelica says, Angelica, are you using this thread as your invitation platform? Happy birthday, honey. And I will try and be there. Oh, August 19th. Okay, cool. Awesome. Okay, so let's continue. Let's see, what else do I have over there? Okay, the other thing is when your child is, when you're starting to potty train, you want them to be well rested when you're doing it. You want, because you're incorporating something new, you're taking them out of their comfort zone when you are starting to potty train. It's something brand new. It's different from their usual routine. And when you do create any type of change in what a child is used to, you will most likely get resistance from it, or some sort of a protest. And you really want to make sure that when you start potty training, that you have their sleep intact. Because if they are sleep deprived and you're adding on something new that you're going to be doing with helping them advance, it's not going to go as smoothly as it can if they are sleeping beautifully. And then from there you can work on that and stack it, and then help your little one really prosper within doing working on the potty themselves. You can really set them up for success that way. So the other factor is, as I was mentioning, you're taking them out of their comfort zone when you are starting to potty train. That is really important, that you have to understand that, and that you are no longer doing the work for them. I mean, think about it. They're used to, from literally the moment that they're taking, that you give birth to them, okay, no worries, Angelica, it's totally fine. So what I was saying is that you should understand also that you're no longer doing the work for them. So when kids are learning how to potty train, some of them just, you know, they would rather not. And if you're waiting for them to kind of give you a signal like, hey, mom, I'm kind of ready, and let's start this, it's gonna take you a while until that happens, because we as human beings, we like things done for us. We like things to, you know, get like food get made for us, laundry get done for us. We just like things to help us. And when you're doing potty training, you can't do that for your child. They have to do it themselves. You can help them, you can direct them and show them the proper way to go about it, but you're no longer doing it for them. Meaning that you, before, are always changing their diaper. And they understand that once they do their business, someone always comes up, cleans me, puts a new diaper on me, and I'm good to go. When you are learning how to potty train, that's not the case anymore. They have to learn how to wipe themselves. They have to learn how to flush. They have to actually go to the bathroom themselves. And they have to be more independent. So that's something really big that they're kind of, you know, growing into that. So when they are well rested, they are more eager to learn, they are more calmer, and ding, 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 they also follow instructions easy. So you really want to set that up for success. Okay, Milana is saying, what is a good age to start potty training? It's usually around 20 to like 30 months, so close to 2 years to 3 years. You really don't want to go past 3 years old. I'm going to go into that after. Let's see, what else do I have here? Okay, so we're done with that. Now we're going on to the next thing. I have like all these things that I really want to go into with you guys. So after 3 to 4 weeks, you really want to make sure when you start sleep training. So the first thing that you want to do is you want to start sleep training your little one before you start potty training. They have to have the proper sleep foundation put into place to set them up for success on that part. Guys, if you have any questions, type them down, and then I'm going to answer them right after we go through all of this, because there's a lot of stuff that I want to go through, okay? So after 3 to 4 weeks, approximately, once you start sleep training and it's solidified, it's really ingrained, you have a beautiful foundation put into place, you want to make sure that the sleep training has been really great, and then you can start looking into potty training. So that's tip number 3. Number 4 is, like I mentioned, between 20 to 30 months is ideal for starting to potty train. You can start earlier, but there's no guarantee that it'll really sink. Some kids it does, some kids it doesn't. So I don't want you, again, I'm reiterating this, I don't want you to feel pressured or have any negative attitude or approach with the potty training if it's not clicking at a younger age. It usually does click really nicely between 20 to 30 months. Just a heads up for that. So what was the other thing that I wanted to mention? After 3 years old, if you start to try and potty train, what happens is you're dealing with a lot of power play at that point, because they're verbally communicating already at that point at 3 years old, and there's lots of tantrums, negotiation that starts to happen, and things just really skyrocket from there. So ideally you want to have them potty trained before 3 years old. Okay, next thing is one cool thing is that if they know how to count their ABCs, and if they can count their numbers 1 through 5, you know that they are capable of understanding and following the rules. So when you start to potty train them, that you can actually start to implement specific things for them, and then it can really make it easier for you on doing that. Okay, next part is bedwetting. So that's a big one that I get from my parents in like how to avoid that, or what happens if that does happen. So most, it depends on the crib that you have, on the mattress that you have, but most of them have like the why can't I talk today? Those sheets that nothing can soak through. So if you have that, that's great. If you don't, I would look to invest into something like that. But bedwetting, usually from what I've seen with working with so many families at this point, is that it starts to happen when parents start potty training their children past the age of 3. That's when kids start to wet the bed. Or it can be a medical condition also. But usually that's not the case. It's mainly because potty training started at a really late age. Hey Luva, thanks for joining. Oh, you trained your girl by 2? Oh, that's so awesome. I've also heard, and I don't know if it's true or if it's just like a myth or something like that, that girls train faster than boys. My boys got potty trained when at 3 years old. Our friends' daughters were also like around 2, like close to 2. So if you have a girl, more power to you. If you have boys, be patient on that. Okay, so next, if you are nervous of starting to potty train, I get that a lot also. from moms and from dads, especially when they need to sleep train and potty train around the same time. They get really overwhelmed. So if you feel as though you are nervous of starting to potty train and you're just waiting for your child to give you the cues and to tell you that they are ready, that usually won't happen. You're going to be waiting for quite some time. Same way as sleep training. If you're waiting for your little one to give you cues that they're ready to start doing it on their own, meanwhile for a very long period of time they've been put to bed in a specific way, that's not going to happen. Because if you are placing your child down at 4 months the same way at a year old, that's the only way that they know how to go to sleep. So you really need to understand in how they're developing and making sure that you're complementing that part. In when they get older, whatever that they need at that point, that's what you're giving them. Okay, so next thing. Let's see. What are we up to? Okay, so next tip is nighttime potty training. You can do, when sleep is in the mix, I'll answer your question, Angelica, in a second. When sleep is in the mix, you really want to usually it works best is if you are trying to sleep train, right? But let's say you want to also do potty training. It's kind of better to do sleep training at night, get that solidified really nice and well, and you can do potty training during the day. So you can completely split those pieces up, because if you're going to be doing sleep training at night and then you have to wake up your little one to go to the potty, and you're just, it's too much going on, like way too much stuff going on in one shot. I would split them up into stages. I would do potty training during the day and focus on sleep. That should be your number one priority, is sleep. Potty training will always go after that once you have the sleep established. Again, it's going to be nice and easy for you. It's going to be much more smoother, a smoother transition. Okay, next up is creating a potty station. I love doing this. So if there are any mommies or dads on here, I see we're getting lots of dads on here. Hey Steve, hi Mark. If you guys like this video, please like it. If you can share it as well, I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. Just click share it below. The reason why is because Facebook only allows me to do so much on my own. And the more people that can share this video, more parents can get assistance and then watch it as well. So to continue on, potty stations are really cool. And if there are any little interior designers on here, feel free to comment on this too. Potty station is something really simple, and what that means is that at night when your little one is going to be going to bed, somewhere in the corner you would want to create a little station for them, their potty station. And what that would look like is you would have like a little mat. Hey Olga, you can have a little water resistant mat. Then you would have a plain potty on it. I know that they have so many different types of potties that are out there. Ones that have the bells and whistles, ones that when you flush, it starts making this music. Listen, guys, I don't know about what potties you've been using, but I don't know any toilets that flush and have little Bo Peep playing. So I would just go plain and simple. You don't need the bells and whistles going on. Hi, Alina. You just need something nice, simple, to do the job. I mean, you just need to do what you got to do in the potty, clean up, and that's it. Bedtime for that. No need to party on. So just get something simple, and you would have a water resistant place, like a placemat or a mat, potty up on top. You can have either like the disposable little wipes or a little toilet paper. And then super duper important, you want a night light anywhere around where the potty is. And so that's probably usually like in a corner somewhere where all of the I can't talk right now, babe, what's it called when you nightlight? No, not the nightlight, these things. Plugs? Yes, plug. electrical outlets. Oh my God, that was just a silly moment I had. Okay, anyway, so yes, outlet. Thanks, Alina. So wherever there's an outlet, usually like it's in the corner of the room, you would have your potty station there. Again, super important, night lights. You want them to have sunset colors, like an amber color. You want it to be either red or orange. You want sunset colors because sunset colors, deeper colors, they elevate melatonin, which is your sleep hormone. Cooler colors like green, blues, purples, pinks, they suppress your sleep hormone melatonin again, and it elevates cortisol. So we don't want that. Plus, the cool thing is when you start when you start potty training your little one, and you know, they're in their toddler bed at that point, what's gonna happen is when they wake up and they're like, oh, I gotta go, they're gonna look around the room to find that night light, and that's going to direct them where they have to go. So it's their own private little area, and you know, you show them what to do. The other tip that I want you to do is you do a lot of role playing in advance. You can show them what to do when they go to the potty, so how to wipe themselves, and then they're going to clean their hands. And also it's important to teach them how to pull up their pants and pull them down, because some kids get like tangled in them, and you really want to make it as easy as possible. You don't want to start teaching anything new when it comes towards bedtime. You really want to do that during the day when they're awake, when they're fully present in the moment, usually after a nap, not before a nap. So you just do a lot of role playing with them. Role playing is important, again, because nighttime is a reflection of daytime. Whatever you do during the day is going to be replicated at night. So how you help them with role playing during the day, they'll understand, okay, I did this during the day, I can do this at night. So pulling up and down their underwear is really important. Teaching them how to do it. Again, remember, when they're so used to wearing diapers, it's going to be a little difficult at first for them to kind of get the grasp of it, but just show them. They catch on things really quickly. And don't get impatient with your children. You should really be very patient with them. You should know by now that patience is a huge thing when it comes to kids. Hey Rachel, thanks for joining. So, okay, next up, I got a lot of tips for you guys. So I really hope that you're enjoying this, and I put a lot of effort into this to really go, you know, in as much detail as possible to help you guys with this. So next thing is a potty pass. I love me potty passes. I also use them as bedtime passes too. So what a potty pass is, for an example, let's say you're done with sleep training, right? Your little one is already sleeping through the night, and they start calling out for you. And they're like, Mommy, I need you. Daddy, I need you. I need to go to the potty. Meanwhile, you have the potty station in the room. So what you want to do is you really want to show them that they can be independent. What I do is I give them a potty pass, and I give it to them to the fact that they can hand over that potty pass to you, but it can only happen one time out of a week. You really need to make it nice and clear. Hey Nicole, you really want to make it nice and clear for your little ones that when they hand over that potty pass, that's it. Mommy and Daddy won't be coming in anymore. Now, what's going to happen is they're going to cry wolf at a certain point, right? Because kids love to do that. They want to make sure and test the waters and see, oh, does mom or dad really mean what they say? So what happens is, if you tell them that you have to hand in this pass and then that's it, you get just one time that you can use it, so just use it wisely. But if they call you and then you enter that room, once they've already given you the pass, what's happening is that they're understanding mom and dad mean nothing, meaning that they're not sticking to their word, and I can just keep calling them and then they'll take me to the potty. Now, I'm not saying that it's something bad that you shouldn't take them to the potty. I'm just telling you that if you want to teach your little one, this is another option to be more independent after you know that they can do it themselves and you have set up their potty station, that it's going to be easy for them to do it. You can just use that potty pass as a one-time thing to help them. So by them understanding that if they do cry out wolf and you don't come in, that they have to understand that they have to deal with the consequence of their natural choice, of their choice. So they will understand that, oh, I gave mom and dad my potty pass and now they're not going to come in. I have to do this on my own, and it's a good thing. So you can do that. I don't necessarily, role playing again is really important. Like I was mentioning, you really want to set them up for success. So you want to use the bedtime pass properly, and that's how I was mentioning to you. But you need to do the role play in addition to the potty passes. So you need to also respect their intelligence, because you need to understand that they can do this, and you just need to direct them, and the role playing does help. That's the other factor. And then let them know what their choices are when they are doing the potty train, when they are starting to potty train. So they have, for an example, one choice is to give, hey Karen, the potty pass, to hand it to you. Maybe another choice is they get to pick out their fancy schmancy toilet paper that they have, or they get to pick out their potty. You know, come up with a couple of different choices that works for your family and that for your child. Nobody knows your baby better than you. So you'll be able to know the different types of choices that you can provide for them. Next, let's continue. Actually, that's it. That's all I got for you guys. That's a lot. How long was I talking for? Wow, like more than half an hour. Okay, let's see. Who has questions? Okay, I'm gonna scroll. Okay, I'm going all the way to the top because I want to do this in order. And I know Facebook Live is a little delayed on times. So let's see. Okay, Angelica's birthday. Megan. Hayden's birthday. Okay. So we got 2 parties everyone is invited to. Happy birthday to everyone. Okay, let's see. Milana, you asked what age is good to start potty training. So I think I answered that, but I'm going to repeat it again. Anywhere between 20 to 30 months is a real great time to start. Okay, let's see. Riham, your son is going to be 3 next month, and he has to be fully potty trained before September 7th, and he isn't. He has a lot of accidents. When is he going to get it? I have been training him for more than 6 weeks already. Okay, so yeah, with the school systems and daycares, they are really like intense on the fact that you cannot come into their facility if your child is not potty trained. Like, there are no ifs, ands, or buts. And if they have an accident, they can't change them. So then that means that they got to call you if you're in the city or wherever you're working, that you're going to have to come and pick up your child and you know, change them and do that. So that's unfortunate. But at 3 years old, he should understand. Use the tips, Riham, that I was mentioning, and then let me know how it goes. There's also a really great book. Jamie... Oh, it's called Oh Crap. So my husband is like cracking up from all these things. It's an awesome book if you want to read it. It does go into the fact that you can potty train your child like in 3 days or so. I don't know how good that works. I haven't really seen that much success in that, and that just puts a lot of strain on parents. But I would look into that book, Oh Crap, O-H and then crap, C-R-A-P. Go on Amazon. They have it on Audible if you want to listen to it that way, and then just go straight to the area that you need it to. But using these tips that I mentioned, Riham, it should really help you significantly. If you are still experiencing a little bit of non-pottiness, just contact me and then we can dive a little deeper into what's going on. But at least this is a starting point for you. September, you still have some time, especially since you've been doing this for 6 weeks already. I want to find out a little bit more in why it's not clicking, because by now you should see some progress. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be perfect at this point, but you should be seeing progress at this point already, especially at 6 weeks. Miriam, let's see. Okay, Miriam Pink. I have my girls on the bed at 7:17 every night, but they don't always fall asleep right away. But when it comes to waking up my oldest, who's 4.5, moans and groans, what can I do to help her fall asleep early so she wakes up refreshed? So, do you have any type of electronics that your 4-year-old watches before bedtime? If you do, I would eliminate all of that. I would create a like a sleep basket and put in there things that your child likes. Reading books, coloring blocks, you know, really comforting things. And you want to make sure that you're getting them to sleep early enough. If you notice that your child needs a half hour to unwind, which it's normal, you know, none of us really fall asleep in bed that moment that we hit the pillow. I mean, if you do, then you're super duper sleep deprived at that point. It usually takes us anywhere between 15 to 20 minutes to kind of unwind. So I would just make sure that you're creating the schedule for your little one to give them ample time to unwind. And also, are they taking any naps? If they're not taking any naps, I would do at least quiet time, because nighttime is a reflection of daytime. So they might be really jacked up on adrenaline at this point. So making sure that the routine is really nice and relaxing. Baths help tremendously, but you want to do them in a proper fashion. And what I mean by that is you would do a bath and then you can have a really nice relaxing routine. I don't mean by having a bath and then going into the living room, playing and watching TV and all that other stuff. It's not going to do anything for you. You really want to go for, if you're using a bath in the process of bedtime, you want to use the bath and then go into their bedroom and then have a really relaxing routine on that. If you're still having situations in how your 4-year-old is still not waking up fully refreshed after using these tips, let me know and then we'll dive a little deeper into what's going on. You can always private message me, guys, or you can contact me through my website, achievewithkarolina.com. Luba, you're so awesome. You train your girl again at 2. Oh, that's so cool. Angelica saying, your son is 2.5 and not potty trained at all, but the school says they do it for us to support us, and then you do it on the weekend. Do you think that's true? Yes, some schools do that. I had that with my youngest, where they support the parents. They see, schools, they want to work with the parents. They don't want, most schools at least, they don't want their job to be difficult. And they don't want your job to be difficult, because if your job is difficult, their job is difficult. So everything works cohesively. If you are starting to potty train your child, you need to tell them what you are doing and see how they can help you with that. So I did that with my little one. Right now he's 5, but when we started potty training him, he's in the summer. He's a summer baby. So when we started potty training him during the summer, it's just, I was telling the daycare what we were doing, and they really were helping a lot. Yeah, he still had accidents. It's totally normal. You shouldn't stress about it. But really setting your child up for success and making sure that the school is really helping you by what you're doing at home is beautiful. So if your school is telling you that they want you to that they want to help you with whatever you're doing at home, that's great. So I love that school, and just make sure that you're really giving them details in what you're doing and how that they can help you. There's always communication that you need to have between you and your teachers. So when my kids go to school, or when they're in camp, or when they were in daycare, I always stayed in communication with the teachers all the time. And they really liked it. and I really liked it because I knew that my kids were getting what they needed, and the teachers were, we were making their job easier too. So working together as a team is really important. Okay, let's see who else. Angelica says, we will be in total potty mode. I'm def gonna come anytime, hun. Megan, if they don't use the pass, they can trade it in for a prize or fun adventure with mommy or daddy at the end of the week. Yes, that is an awesome tip, Megan. So Lana, hey Lana, thanks for joining. Nicole, how do you coordinate with the preschool? I just answered that question actually. So you just tell them what you're doing and speak to the teacher. It depends on the school that you're also with, because some schools you need to go to the director and tell them what you're doing, and then the director has to go to the teacher. But I usually, like, I don't write anything. I just talk to them and I tell them, okay, you know, this is what I'm doing at home. This is how I'm helping him. I don't keep him in diapers anymore. I keep underwear on him. And then give like 6 pairs of extra underwear, 6 pairs of extra shorts or pants, and t-shirts and socks. Don't forget socks, really important, because if they're doing their business and it comes into their underwear, it can trickle. And then it can get onto the socks when the teachers are changing them. Some parents use the pull-up diapers. I hate them. I haven't, I started them, and then they were just like a mess. So I just went straight to underwear, and my son, it was a lot smoother because he understood, oh, I'm a big boy, I'm wearing undies now. As opposed to pull up, he was still using them as like a fancy diaper. So every kid is different. You know your child better than anybody, like I was saying that before. You can test it out, see if maybe they do like the pull-ups. I didn't have success with that. I know a bunch of my clients didn't have success with that, but some did. So just test it out. But if you're noticing that the diapers, that the pull-up diapers aren't working for you, it might just be that your kid is super duper smart and understands that they're just a different format, but they're still diapers. So putting on underwear for them might be that significant difference. But they still might do their business in their underwear. So kind of have to work with that, okay? But make sure that you give the teachers a lot of clothes to change, like a lot. And make sure that there's always at least like 5 or 6 pairs, because they can do their business when you first start training them 3 or 4 times in one day, okay? So I was doing a lot of laundry at that point. Okay, next up, Rachel. Safe to assume that if they can't grasp these concepts, potty pass, then this is too soon, correct? Yes, usually like closer towards 2 years old, it is, but there are other things that you can do. Potty pass is usually a lot older, and most likely like closer towards 3. But you can still set them up for success by having that potty station and role play. Again, remember, daytime is a reflection of what happens at night. So doing a lot of role playing with them and setting them up for success is really important with that. Hold on, I just need to take some water. Okay. Next, oh, it wasn't your birthday? No worries, Angelica. Okay, hey Maria, hi Mariana, hi Reggie. Let's see. Oh, Megan, you're giving awesome tips. Megan is also a fabulous teacher as well. So, guys, read her tips too. Okay, Angelica says, you said, wait, hold on. You said to not do a bath and then go play, but I do give a bath and it's not before bed. After we play a little and he has dinner and he goes to bed about 2 to 3 hours after. Is that okay? If he falls asleep easy, then yes, that's fine. If not, then bath does help significantly with starting the process for sleep. So if your little one is falling asleep beautifully, then that's great. If they're not, and you are doing the bath and then you're doing like a bunch of all these other things, I would change that and I would do bath as the last thing that you would need to do. Cool. Hey Natasha, thanks for joining. So if there are no more questions, guys, or if you do have one and you forgot, type it in after the video is done. Make sure again to share this video with anyone that you know is planning on starting to potty train or even start to sleep train. And last thing is, I did send out to a lot of moms and dads that contacted me about the sleep series that I just put together. So it's a 5-day video series, and at the end you get something really, really special. So if you are trying to start to sleep train your little one, either an infant or a toddler, I did two different series. You could private message me, or you could contact me through my website achievewithcarolina.com. Or you can just type on here, give me the sleep series, and I'll send you the link to that. Okay, so sweet dreams, everyone. I will see you next Wednesday at 10 p.m. sharp. Love you. Have a great night. Bye.